YouTube, welcome back to Wtf Rc Cars. So let's have a catch up with the Xray XT8E22. So, took it on my first race day. This is the first time I've actually been to a proper RC track. Really impressed with how it drives. So, what we took with us, Fly Sky Noble MB4 for radio, the Hota D6 Plus charger, we took the GF or Wtf FDR 8400s and the Z8000s, both of them 2S high voltage packs, and the Xray itself and a few tools. So first off, one of the things I would strongly advise doing is elongating these front slots, and that's basically because if you're not a perfect driver, you're gonna have a few tumbles with it and land pretty tough on the front. And the way these chassis are designed is to have quite a lot of flex, so these towers are going to move back. This particular body doesn't really have any flex, so if you don't cut these out, when the towers try and move, it's just going to rip through the body and destroy it. But unlike the armour cars, the 7075 aluminium chassis on these is actually high grade 7075 aluminium. So what you'll notice is the trug will actually flex and then bend straight back, and it also doesn't bend the drive shafts when it does it. So yeah, not really sure what grade armour are using, but they definitely aren't using the same as this. Which is surprising because there's not that much difference in the price of the actual kit of this compared to like a Kraton 6S EXB, the non-RTR, but you are getting a lot higher grade kit with this. So the stock searing servo, no surprise, the stock plastic one pretty much stripped out within 3 or 4 laps. Did swap it out for, see if I can get you a close up, this metal one that I had with me anyway, because I kind of knew that was going to happen and it was just on the practice laps. Put this on. This has been absolutely perfect all the way through. So these battery clips, now I know initially when I was building it I said I weren't really a fan of it, but after running the car with it, so quick to take battery out, and through multiple crashes and tumbles on the track throughout the entire day, not once did any batteries come loose, come out, move or anything. So after actually running with them, I'm kind of growing on me, kind of like them. So Xray, yeah, you've convinced me. They seem to be way to go, and they really are convenient to adjust. You just spin them round. If you want it higher or lower, you can just with an Allen key and take them up and down. Pinion I went with was a 15 tooth, basically matched the gearing that most people were running on that track, so aiming for a top speed of around 40 miles an hour, so that worked absolutely faultlessly. No issues whatsoever with the motor or speed controller getting hot or overheating, no shutdown. And the little transponder we bought, I think it's an MRT, I'll put a link in the description below, absolutely faultless. And now I believe they're only probably just over 40 quid in UK, £40. So yeah, highly recommend that, worked absolutely faultlessly. Now the Dmond servo, absolute cracking servo. This the Obi-Wing XR8 Pro ESC can output at 8.4 volt. This servo through the twisty bit at tracks and everything, absolutely faultless. The car just held a straight line, turned whenever I wanted it to turn, and yeah, absolutely gobsmacked with that. For a 40 something pound servo, that pretty much performs at least as good, if not better, than the £116 servo that I've got from Savox in the Kraton 6S EXB. Took everything I threw at it, cartwheels, everything, just didn't falter at all. So yeah, the Dmond servos and I know a lot of race guys aren't going to like this. They're like, no, it's a cheap off-brand Chinese. They're actually made by the same company that make JX, which also make Power HD, which are quite well-known servos. But yeah, build quality, fit and finish, and reliability are that fantastic. And a few comments that I've seen people say is, oh yeah, but if you buy a Savox, you can buy the gear sets. You can also buy the gear sets for these. So full gear sets are around 20 something pound, I think. But you can literally buy 3, maybe 4 of these servos for the same price as some of the higher sort of tier servos, which you've got a solid servo there. It's fast, and with the more modern ESCs, they are realising we don't need 6-volt servos anymore. Even if you wanted to run this in any other RC, as long as it's 3S and above, you can run a BEC. They're like literally less than £10, $10. You can run a BEC in any of your basher cars or anything and get 8.4 volt from your battery. The only time you would have a problem is if it's a 2S car, because you don't have 8.4 volt to drop to your servo, but you could run them direct. They will slow down as you run the vehicle. But back to how this thing works. So in the first qualifying, there were 3 qualifying and then 2 mains, A main and B main. So with it being my first time on track, the group I was in, I got top qualifier in the first qualifying race, I believe second in the second qualifier, and top qualifier in the third. The way that this car is set up, straight build from the build guide, it really does flatter your driving. I'm not a bad driver, but this is the first time I've been to a proper RC track. In the B main, I think I came second or third, and then third, and then got bumped to the A main and managed to gain a position from when I started even in the A main. So I'm really, really happy with that. The track was Endor. Fantastic guys down there. Anybody thinking of getting into racing, if you live anywhere near that area, or even if you don't, highly recommend get in touch with them guys. Go up, have one of the fun days there, one of the race days. They're extremely welcoming. There's a load of guys there that are really knowledgeable and will help you set up your RC, anything you're having problems with. Yeah, top guys, everybody there. Top guys and girls. As for their track, it was Astro. So obviously these tyres that I bought for testing on the grass and dirt, not really good at that track. One of the guys there, off the top of my head, I believe his name was Dave, he borrowed me a set of Astro tyres for today, and I believe they're the Schumacher ones, and I have ordered a set, so I will do a video showing you them. But yeah, way better than what these are on Astro. But yeah, really impressed with it. Worked really well. The Hotter D6 Plus charger, absolutely faultless. The batteries, both sets, by the end of a 5-minute race, not even warm. And I did 2 15-minute mains, and both sets of batteries had got around 30-ish, just over on these. The 8.4s, obviously, higher capacity, so a bit more left. So no issues whatsoever doing a full 15-minute main on either one of those battery packs. And yeah, as for the Xray car itself, and I will have to do a video on what the weight distribution is on this, because it felt so neutral in air. There's no dive, no pitching back, no roll left to right. You can just do whatever you want with it when it's in air, and it just follows. But really impressed with it, really impressed with results I got. If I think on, I will actually put the results in the video, if I can find the screenshots of them. What I was going for with this wasn't blistering lap times, especially in qualifying. I was literally trying not to crash, because you crash on an RC race and you're losing valuable seconds every time you crash. You crash 10 times, you lose 10 seconds. It all mounts up by end of race, as you'll see in the qualifying results if I can find them. I think one of the qualifying ones where I got top qualifier, I actually finished an entire lap in front of everybody else. Not because of incredibly fast driving, it's just I didn't crash. But Thanks again for watching Wtf Rc Cars. If you like this kind of video, like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And I'll catch you guys again in the next one.